make an opening statement, and Wendell Moore is going to come too. Yeah, it's a big time, just a really big time game. What a great crowd. I want to thank T-Mobile and the people who've helped put the game on. We planned this well over a year ago, and we thought it might be a showcase game, and it was. But having this type of crowd was amazing. Obviously, we feel great about the win. We think we beat an outstanding basketball team. Mark's team, Mark and I are very, very close friends. And their team advances the ball, pushes it up the court faster than any team we've competed against for a long time. I can't even remember. So it put a lot of pressure on us, and then we advanced the ball too. And had a lot of adversity with Paolo getting cramps and had to get an IV. And I thought Mark had a sensational game, but the leadership of my captain was, I think, the key to the game. Wendell Moore was absolutely spectacular in his leadership, especially at the timeout when they took the lead and we had turned the ball over. The things he said and his demeanor and what he said to this team, he really led us to a victory. It was really a player's game. So if you want to ask any questions to these guys, please.
Paolo, how did you feel, in the second half when you decided you had to come out and how did you get yourself in a position to come back to the game?
Yeah, man. I'm not sure what it is. This game, Kentucky game, I've been cramped all season besides those two games. So, yeah, once I felt it, I tried to run it off and then I just completely, almost fell over. Both my quads just locked up. And at that point, I knew I had to come out. And then getting the IV, drinking a bunch of fluid, I felt good enough to come back, and try and, help finish. I was watching the game on the TV, screaming at the TV. And so I wanted to come out there and just do what I could, I felt real limited out there, but I knew I could, be solid enough to help us. So I just wanted to come out there and be solid and help us secure the win.
Let me add one more. Just having him there helps, with his teammates, because not only that, they're concerned about him, and these guys give each other strength. He's not giving us strength being in the locker room, and even if he couldn't play as much, he gave us a lot of strength.
Hey, Paolo, I know this isn't your first head-to-head matchup with Chet, but you guys faced off at the Iverson Classic late last year. But just give me your thoughts on the matchup with him and some things that you saw from him that you haven't seen before.
Chet's a great player. Like you said, we played against each other before. I think he played well. He made some tough shots. Obviously, he's a game changer on defense. I had a couple layups that usually against anybody else I would score or it'd be a dunk, but because Chet's down there, I wasn't able to finish. So like that as an example, how he changes the game, and then he also brings a skill game on the offensive end. So yeah, great player for sure.
Coach, can you talk a little about your relationship?
Sir, can you go questions players first?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. Thanks for including me, though.
No problem.
Wendell, talk about what you guys were able to do offensively. You got able to get off to a good start, particularly from three-point land there in the first half, then just kind of get the groove going throughout the rest of the game. It was a pretty impressive offensive performance you guys were able to put on from that standpoint.
So really in the first half, like you said, we made a lot of shots, but starting with this guy right here, he basically carried us in the first half. He scored, 20 in the first half?
Yeah.
Of our 18 however many points we had. But he led us offensively. We just followed his lead. He was going, so we just got on the ball every time we could, and he was scoring it. And when he's scoring like that, our offense is at a high. And the main thing for us is just keep moving the ball, really just getting everybody touches, making everybody feel comfortable. And I feel like that's when we play our best.
Mark, from the beginning of your freshman year to today, your team has expanded, you've come so far. I wonder if you can just kind of speak to validation that you feel when you have a performance like this on this stage and all the work that's gone into that.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I've worked hard, but at the same time, I've got to give credit to my teammates. Especially today, they found me in a lot of the right places, whether if it was fast breaks, lobs, or just post entries, whatever it was. Just being able to, get the ball and convert, I think was probably the biggest thing tonight.
Your ability to kind of change the game defensively and change the game at the rim. Just what's your mindset kind of going into specifically that area that you can affect change?
Oh yeah, tonight especially we knew, Chet and Drew, obviously really talented players. So knowing that, you're gonna have to bring in every possession on the defensive end, because they go through them a lot. So just really being able to protect the rim, making all the right decisions defensively, talking, rotations, whatever it is. So.
This is for Wendell. Watching you this year, it's clear. I think your level of confidence is a lot different. It seems like you've really kind of taken that step forward this year, and leadership-wise as well. Can you sort of tell us about that and sort of your off-season and kind of what you have done to sort of get to this point?
I think for me that confidence really started in the off-season. Basically, once our season ended last year, it wasn't really a downtime for me. I was really right back on campus with Coach Wall, strength coach. Just doing as much work as we can, just prepare for the season. And that's really where the confidence comes from. And then on top of that, my teammates believe in me. Every time they pass me the ball, they know. Really hope I can do something good with it. That gives me so much confidence on the court, just playing with these guys, knowing that they believe in me. Really just feel like there's nothing I can't do with these guys on my side.
Willie Ramirez with the Associated Press. For any one of you three, if not all three, was it important for you to come out, considering the way that Gonzaga has opened the season, both of you 6-0, but was it important for you to come out and cliche, punch the bully in the mouth and sort of just seize control, knowing you had the momentum of the crowd, and just sort of steal all the momentum?
We didn't steal enough momentum. They stole it right back. So.
Yeah, for any game, I think you just want to, start the game on the right note, come out aggressive. That dictates the rest of the game. So I don't think. Obviously we knew it's a high-level game, but I don't think we're going to do anything particularly outside of ourselves. You just want to go out there and win every game we play. So.
Go for it. Steve, go ahead.
Give me a microphone. Thanks, Wendell. Coach mentioned what you said in the huddle that'll make a difference for the team. What was it, and what led you to make that speech?
I guess in PG words, it was just like we got to pick it up.
Sometimes when a leader says stuff, he doesn't remember what he says. I remember what he said. We said, be strong with the ball. Let's get going. We can't be giving them layups. He's talking he was saying the things I should have been saying, but when it comes from a player, it's better. It's better, and especially that moment. That was a critical moment. I've been in a lot of games. We could have got knocked out right there. And what that kid did at that timeout was big time. It was really big time.
One more, we'll go to the front.
For all three of you guys, or whoever wants to answer, what did it mean to you to pull off a win like this for your coach, with it being his last season?
They're not playing for me. Don't even, I hate to.
Yeah.
It's not about me. It's about us.
Right.
It's about us. But if you guys want to answer it any other way, remember, I'm in control of practice. I appreciate you saying that. But this is our moment together.
Yeah.
Not my moment. It's our moment together.
And what are some of those lessons of being a team, having that character, and being able to come out on top as a team unit that coaches taught you and instilled in you, maybe even on and off the court?
Paolo, why don't
you? Coming into the game, we just wanted to be ourselves. Like Mark said, we wasn't trying to get outside of ourselves. Obviously we know they're the #1 team, they're a high-powered machine. But we felt like, if we played our best and did what we do best, we was gonna have a real shot and be able to, come out with a win. And coach, since the off season. You know, every day we've been trying to come in and be consistent and you know, practice well. You know, one thing is no bad practices. You know, so we try and have as a standard on the team. So, you know, when you just stack days like that, you know, come in every day and be consistent. You know, big games like this, you know, you're able to pull out wins and you know, battle it out.
All right, thanks, fellas. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. By the way, Mark Williams had a great game. You saw two of the best shot blockers in the country. You know, protect the basket for their team, and you still had 80 points from each team. It's a big time game, just a big time game. A lot of really good players on that court. A lot of really good players, and the kid Strother, is that the right? Big time. You know, he's a key guy for them. We thought he was good. He was better. He was better. Any questions?
Yeah, Coach, was just wondering if you could talk to me a little bit about the atmosphere here. Obviously, a lot of fans on both sides and pretty high energy from the start. So just wondered about your thoughts on that, kind of what that contributed to your guys' play and what it might have given them too.
Yeah, well, these kids are going to be playing in front of a lot of big-time crowds during their lives, during their careers. And we're fortunate that in our program, we're able to schedule some games that can produce a high level of attendance, and same thing with Gonzaga. And so when we had an opportunity to talk about this game, Mark and I wanted to play this game. It's a showcase game, and they have an amazing program, and so do we. And so it'll attract a lot of attention. I mean, it's probably the game this year so far. And we all realize that, you know, Las Vegas has become really an amazing basketball town. Obviously with Tark, you know, with UNLV, but with all the tournaments being run here, I wish they'd still bring those AAU tournaments back at the end of July. You know, Las Vegas is a huge sports town, and so we wanted to play the game here. And we played the first game, the first collegiate game here a few years ago, so we wanted to come back.
Coach, can you just talk about your relationship with Las Vegas over the years? First, of course, with USA Basketball, and you mentioned the battles you had with UNLV over the years. Can you talk about them?
The beginning of the relationship wasn't that good. It was the first year because they beat us by 30. And those were, you know, during those 2 years, you know, it was amazing. But we developed friendships here. Personally, my wife and I became great friends with the Wynn, and Elaine is one of our dearest friends. And then USA Basketball, when we tried to build a culture, we did build a culture. Las Vegas was the place to have it, and the Wynn was the place at that time to do it. And we spent 11 years there. It's kind of I was telling the kids, we're using the same rooms, the same hallway, the same bus, not the same bus, but the same entrance that we used for USA Basketball. So in our first meeting that night, when we got here, I said, this is where I grew up, you know, and, you know, LeBron James sat there, Kobe Bryant. And so you guys are sitting in a place that where great people were and great teams. And you're in a town of greatness, and we're going to play again. Like we're just soak it all up, And I thought our guys did. They really responded. Yeah.
I asked Mark about his growth and development from his freshman year on, and I wonder.
From Mark Williams?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a sophomore, so.
Yeah, but just the way that he's expanded everything from the very, this time, that last year, seems dramatic. So what have you seen there?
Well, you know, the COVID year hurt all those kids. because they didn't have a summer and a fall of individual preparation before their season. So Mark came on during the last month of the season, and really, what did he have, 23 and 19 against Louisville, and then we got COVID, and so he's just continued to build on that. I really believe that Theo John has helped him, and he helped us today too, with those 2 buckets when Paolo was out. Theo is the best teammate, and he's tough, and he started at Marquette, and for them to be able to play and work together, he's playing against a high-level talent every day, and Theo talks to him during the game, and it's helped him, and because we play fast, we're fast. Mark is now his stride. He's not. How he runs, how he walks has changed, and instead of a walk-up offense, we run. That's good for him, and so he's going to keep getting better. He's again, he and Chet, man, it's tough to get a shot off. Tough to get a shot off close to the bucket.
Along those lines, how did Mark's ability to alter shots impact this game?
Yeah, it's a good point. He blocked 5, but he did alter. So did Chet. I wonder if there's got to be a stat for that. Some analytics person's got to figure that out. No, it's because you're looking. Just like Paolo said, you're looking, and it takes your attention off the rim. It's a good point. Really a good point. I don't know how much, but they both had that impact on the game. And I do think at the end of the game, the verve that Trevor Keel showed for us and Wendell, they were, if they were running backs, they would have gotten the first down. They would have scored in the red zone. They just gave us the pop that was needed.
Coach in the back here. Quick question on Wendell Moore. Kind of in this era, this world that we live in, some guys, it takes some time, and some guys don't always trust the process. I just want, he came in pretty highly ranked and obviously wasn't great early on, but it seems like he's really blossomed. And just talk about his growth and his kind of, like I said, kind of staying with the process.
Yeah, well, if you try to look at only one way of becoming successful, a lot of people are never going to be successful. You have to find your way and accept coaching, accept guidance. And, Wendell he's only 18. 2 of our kids Trevor and AJ are 18. They're not 20, they're 18. And so Wendell was 20. And he spent 7 weeks this April and May changing how he ran, how he walked. He busted his butt with our medical people. And he's an inch taller. He's a better athlete. His force and how he runs has changed. And he took a look at himself, said, these are the things how I walk, how I run, and it's worked out. And but you have to be open to that. And you have to be open, and then you have to work. And he's worked really hard. That kid is really having a hell of a year. He's my captain, man. My captain, right? He is.
Last question.
I love what my guys did. I love my team, and they're really good guys. They're really good guys. Yeah.
Coach William Garrison, Sports Radio America. I'm from Hampton Roads, and
you're from where?
Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach.
Okay.
So Mark Williams, sister obviously Elizabeth, and Andre Dawkins. In the recent years, Duke players, women and men, who have excelled tremendously. What is the outlook like in the Hampton Roads area for future basketball stars to come?
I don't know. I'm not recruiting anymore. Is it a good vacation spot? My wife and I might visit it. But, just so you know, Mark's sister is a WNBA player and has her jersey retired at Duke. You know, she's one of the best women's players to ever play. But listen, I want to thank Mark and his program for being a part of this. He's one of my dearest friends, and I love their team. And I want to thank all the people who've put this event on. This was fabulous. And I would say that if it was 84, 81 the other way. You know, it's just a big-time game. And I love it. I just love being a part of it and seeing how players take over. You know, the players won tonight for me. They took me across the finish line, I'll tell you that. So thank you.
Thank you, Coach.